Hello one and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. Today I am down at Dub Customs because Stu from F1 Wax is going to be getting his hands on my new Abarth 695 Biposto record edition. I really need to think of a shorter name for that car. Stu is based out of Dub Customs at the minute. He works all over the place, but he has a sort of booth or bay here so that he can work on cars and the guys can do PPF with them as well. Now you may be wondering why on earth I'm bringing a brand new car to a detailer. You may have seen other car YouTubers or other car detailing videos that bang on about detailing brand new cars, and that is because unfortunately these days, from the moment a car leaves a factory to it being delivered to the owner, things can tend to go wrong. Paint defects, scratches mean that the paint never really looks as good as it should or could. So Stu, who is a magician, a ninja when it comes to car paint work, is going to get his hands on the little Abarth today. He is very excited to get his hands on that Giallo Modena yellow Ferrari paintwork, which is on the 695, and I cannot wait to see the results.
I have listened to so much beautiful jazz, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful jazz, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Right, this is Stu from F1 Wax. If you do not know or do not recognise him, the man, the myth, the legend is here. You have appeared on the channel before when you very kindly worked on the F-Type.
Yeah, we did the True Blood F-Type.
An amazing job on that. So I'm ecstatic that you've been able to get the hands on the little Abarth today.
That's all right. It's been hard to keep it a secret.
Yeah, it has indeed.
The other day.
What I thought we'd do is, rather than interrupting Stu as he worked his magic throughout the days, I would wait, get to the end of the day, which it is now, it's dark outside, and we could recap and look back on all the work that Stu has done to the car. So you guys have just seen the sort of first initial foam wash down thing. That's right. What was that procedure? Talk us through what was going on there.
Okay, so what I first did was went around the entire car, had a really good look to see if there were any contaminants or heavy oil tar deposits on the car. Overall, she was pretty good. So the snow foam mixture I used, again, which is my own little witch's brew.
Okay, which you do in a cupboard somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. A combination of 3 or 4 different things. So that's why you can see on the video it's not heavy foaming. I didn't really need heavy foam for the car. All I needed was a really nice, solid, clean down, degreasant, and then I could start the wash. And you'll notice while I wash it up, again, I've used about 4 or 5 different products within that bucket. Okay. To make sure that we really take the dirt off literally in one movement with the sponge or the cloth. Again, reducing any more chances of swirls or scratches. And then after that we give it a really good blast down, and again you can see when we blast it down it sheets off very heavily. There's no breaking up in the water and waxing and everything. It's exactly what I wanted. So that's to do with the mixture you're using, or the fact that it's a new car, or does that not really make a difference? It's a new car? No, I mean there was no wax or protection on the car. I'll be honest with you, nothing. Yeah, no, be very honest. Yeah, I have no idea what was claimed. I don't think they claimed anything was on it, but no, anyway. No. The second you hit it on that first initial rinse down with the snow foam, if it's got something like a ceramic seal or a decent wax on it, immediately the water will break out and freak out and drop off the car quite quickly and leave beading or cheating or whatever. But there was nothing there. Sure. So yeah, so you did the rinse down. Then you did a hand sponge wash after the initial foam. Dried it off. Shmee turned up, ruined everyone's day. Right. Totally unplanned, a wild Shmee appears. Tim is here, somewhere.
So much. So much. So much.
Look who's here!
Hello!
Hi Tim.
How's it going?
Good, you just came for moral support to see my car?
Definitely, I've come to check it out.
Oh man.
First time I've seen it.
YouTube friendship for the win! Woohoo! And then we finally moved the car inside, which is I guess where your real work starts. Yes. So what was like the very first thing you do? Because I remember you went around with a torch, you lit the car, you sniffed it a bit. Sniffed it, and that's touched it really creepily. Yeah. So what are you doing there before you started working? What was that?
What I'm doing there is I'm just basically assessing the whole car with the light. I'm looking for any swirls or scratches, any paint imperfections, whether the car's had paint anywhere, any resprays, any spot repairs, things like that. So
did you find anything on the car?
The car was heavily swirled, very, very heavily swirled. Certain individual scratches were pretty deep.
Which is crazy considering that I supposedly bought the car with 32 miles. The dealer claimed that it sat on his forecourt for 6 months.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's unfortunately those swirls and scratches. You're always going to pick them up. I mean, again, not pointing the blame at anyone. You could have someone walking past walking past the car, brushing it, you know, scratching it in that way. Again, if it's had a wash, cars are only ever as good as their last wash. So you know, if someone comes along with a bucket and a sponge, and the sponge has been laying in grip after the previous job, you know, for me, if it hits the ground, it's off the round.
Okay, done.
Every car we do, it's new cloths, new sponges, everything.
Do you have a graveyard of like old cloths?
100. Probably do about 150 a week.
This was Ginny. We have to say goodbye to her.
That's
now.
right. That's right.
So you got a bit weird, a bit creepy, a bit perverted about the paint, and then once you've worked out where the sort of defaults or the defects are,
Then,
what's the next
then
stage?
What I did was I used just a very gentle decontamination. It was only literally 3 or 4 spots that had tar and glue on there, very, very, very little. Also, after the washing we brought it in, I used an air blower just to remove any last little drips and bits of water that were hanging around.
That was the big hair dryer that I saw. I haven't seen one of those for years.
Obnoxious 110 decibel thing.
Okay, and then you said to me that you were then going to start doing test patches, which is different.
Yeah. I could see the bonnet was going to be slightly tricky because there were certain imperfections within the bonnet.
Damn Italians.
Well, but again, within 3 or 4 passes, you know, or tests. But I got it.
Okay,
I got
nice.
it. And then we could really start cracking on with the polishing.
Bye, Tim. Bye, Tim. Bye. Bye, Tim.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh. And now the biggest thing for me that the guys will know if they saw the video a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons I was so obsessed with this car is that it had Ferrari paint.
Do you know many Ferraris? No. What? Luigi follow only the Ferraris.
Is this, or does it at least look like Ferrari paint?
Yes.
Is it? Oh, I'm so happy.
It's very similar in its characteristics. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was
And
so
the way-
nervous you're going to be like, Sam, this is Halford's paint.
That's the colour. I did a 355 Spider in this colour a few weeks ago, and it's the same paint.
You heard it.
It's the
He's
same
legit,
paint.
professional.
And that was a fact. That was a really clean car. That was factory paint finish.
And then, so you obviously then found the sort of combination of pad and technique that you wanted to use, and then I guess you just go to work on the car, right?
Just go in.
Do you have like a weird like sort of format that you follow each time? You're going to do the bonnet and then you like to do the side skirts, or
If I see an issue, a problem panel, then I'll hit that first. Because then if we can get that one done, you know, firstly, and that's the most difficult, then all the others are going to be not a problem. So the second we've got that 100%, then we know, and then it just makes it easier. We know what to carry on. I mean, certain panels have different paint characteristics and hardnesses and thicknesses to others, but with this one it's pretty uniform all over. So the same combination was used. I changed the pads once or twice here and there to a slightly harsher compound. But on the whole, it wasn't. It wasn't a problem. It was very heavily scratched as well, but again, it's not an issue.
But you could see the changes. Yeah, you could.
I like them.
I guess like you, it gives you a challenge, right? You want a challenge, and every time I walked back in the room, the car looked different. Like it was a deeper yellow, or it was like creamier, or something was going on. And I was trying to work it out. I reckon you must have started the polishing at around 10 a.m.
About 10ish.
And I reckon you finished up around 4 p.m. Do we think?
It was about 4:30.
4:30.
It was about 4:30.
So that's 6 hours, over 6 hours of polishing.
Which is quite short.
Quite short. No, really?
Honestly,
God.
usual cars
I was
start
like,
around
what is
about.
this guy doing?
Start around about 8 or 9. And then anywhere up to, as lots of details will tell you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, whatever the client wants.
All right, done there, mate.
All good, mate.
Having a little nap.
All good.
It's been a long old day, hasn't it? And then finally, once you've done with all the polishing, what do you do then? What's the sort of...
Right, so after the car was polished and I was happy with that, I used a panel wipe, wiped it all down, any excess residue of polishes and things I've been using, and then I've used a G-Technic sealant over the whole car.
Okay.
So now she should be really, really well protected.
And before paint protection film came in, which obviously people are very fans of, this was the go-to, right? And would you still? It's still a sort of very.
I still think it's a very.
protected?
Yeah, I think if it's applied properly, the car's prepared properly, and it's applied properly, it's a very, very, very good product to protect your car. But the wheels have also been sealed. Done some work on the interior as well, and Yeah, beautiful car.
Awesome. Well, yeah, guys, I'm very undecided still about PPF. Obviously, Stu's worked his magic, and in theory, the car is going to be in pretty damn good shape driving around. But it is winter, and I'm going to use the car a lot, so I will bide my time on that decision. For now, all I want to know is what has been 8 hours of work, I guess, on the car in total.
Yeah.
I just want to see it because he finished like 2 hours ago, and I've been banned from the room for the last 2 hours. So I reckon we now go and check out the Abarth with all of your magic done.
I think so.
Let's go.
I have listened to so much beautiful jazz. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful jazz. Beautiful, 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 beautiful jazz. Beautiful, beautiful.
As I said at the beginning, I realised the detailing a new car is slightly OCD of me, but I am so happy with the results. As Stu pointed out, there are weird defects which you don't really pick up with the natural eye if you're an untrained eye, but the minute it's under lights or under the sun, you start to see all these swirls and defects, and I'm so pleased to have a brand new car. I've never owned a brand new car. I want it to look amazing, especially with this paintwork. So huge thanks to Stu at F1 Wax. He has made this car even better than I could ever have imagined. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and make sure you subscribe for plenty more videos to come.